satisfying part of the build now. A lot of the heavy work's done. I'm on to some small machines. I say small. One of the biggest machining jobs on the boat, but it's going to be a nice, hopefully a nice little intricate steering column assembly. So I got to cut a chunk of this aluminium off, machine a big hole through the centre, and then make a spindle that's going to sit inside these tapered roller bearings. I went for tapered roller bearings so I can preload the steering column to give it a little bit of turning resistance, just so it's not so free floating and bounces around the place. So the first step is to cut this to length, bore a big hole in it, and see how accurately I can machine these bearing races to be pressed into there. Cleaned up the lathe, so we're ready to go. See what she can do. What a graft this is, by the way. Good workout, that. It is that time. So, I need to figure out where the centre of my steering column is going to go. I'm going to bore a hole straight through this dashboard and try to find an appropriate angle for my steering stem. I just want to feel it out. Yeah. That's going to be violent. It is going to be violent. Well, there's no time like the present. So, fuck. Let's drill some fucking holes, eh? Fuck yeah! So that's the idea. Clean fit, to be fair.
Allô Bouddha, c'est Zeus. Comment ça, qui c'est Zeus? Mais tu sais bien, Zeus, Jupiter, Jéhovah, Allah, Brahma, Dieu quoi. Ah, tu me remets, ok. Comment? Oui, ça fait longtemps que je suis parti, mais je suis de retour là, justement. Je suis aux portes de la galaxie, j'arrive, j'en ai plus pour longtemps. Tu peux prévenir ton cousin Jésus? Ton cousin Jésus commence à crucifier. Bon, bouge pas, j'arrive.
Soudain je les aperçois tout en bas. Mais quel vacarme ils font, mais quel fracas. Qu'ont donc ces primates, quels dégâts. En 20 milliards d'années jamais vu ça. Plus un arbre, plus une fleur. Même la mer n'a plus sa belle couleur. Quelle drôle d'idée, Jules. Quelle drôle d'idée, Jules. Quelle drôle d'idée, Jules. Quelle drôle d'idée, Jules. Il était beau, l'Éden bleu, comme un paradis perdu. Sans les hommes, c'était mieux. Mais quelle drôle d'idée j'ai eue. Partout la guerre et la haine font loi. Des trous noirs se hérissent sur mes bras. Terreur et violence. Mais pourquoi? Y a-t-il un dieu des dieux pour cesser ça? La planète s'éclaire, Big Bang d'enfer, puis s'éteint dans l'univers. Quelle drôle d'idée j'ai eue là. Quelle drôle d'idée j'ai eue. Quelle drôle d'idée j'ai eue là. Quelle drôle d'idée j'ai eue. Je recréerai l'Éden bleu, sans aucun fruit défendu. Il sera beau, l'Éden bleu.
Initial stages went well. Brought out this steering step.
May being shut down there, and they're talking about how trouble escalated.
Right, so this is what we're working with. That machining's went pretty well. Got a nice little step in there just for clearance for the tapered roller shell of the bearing. Races are in. Nice thick bit of alley. Sink those puppies in there. I've still got some work to do on this collar, but this is the idea. This is what we're going with, people. It's going to be more than strong enough. I reckon so. So that collar on top of there, and then my bar clamp on the centre as well. So this bar clamp nut, I'll have a nut inside there. Collar will slide over. I'll clamp this top down to preload the bearing. If I need to adjust any tension on the bearing, I can shim underneath. Get a thicker shim, put some more tension on the bearing. And then on here, I'm going to run a little 8mm pinch bolt, cut a slot across so it can squeeze, pinch against this, so the collar will clamp on the main shaft. And then bolt the bars on there. Got yourself a nice little hub assembly with an arm to do my steering. Yes, needs to be pretty strong because I'm going to be, you know, pulling and jumping all over the place on this thing, so nice and robust. Right, lovely. Spun down a collar, put a groove in the other collar, and we're going to weld those two together. So that's the idea. That's going to be my pinching mechanism. Got the nut at the end of my shaft. How we like it. Lovely. Let's do that. Plate, weld. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So I've just done a root weld with a decent steel filler wire, and then I've capped the top of it with brass. It's engineering steel, so it's like a high carbon steel. So again, I've just got to set it back into place with a bit of heat. Get it nice and toasty, nice and even. Get the heat running throughout it just to prevent any stress points in the steel. Not an ideal place to be heating up on top of a vise. The base of the vise is going to suck some of the heat out, but listen, I only want to stop it from cracking, so I'll get it to a nice dull red, and then we'll let it cool down nicely, nice and slowly. This is the top cap for the steering. There's my pinch bolt that I was talking about, and then right in the centre is where the stem's going to be that will bolt the bars together. So should work fine. I think that's hot enough. One last blast around here. Whoa! She's a bit toasty. I'm gonna grind this. Be good with heat. Sweet age. That's a cool looking headstock in my book. Happy days. So I made these stainless collars just to stop any water getting in. I'll pack that full of grease. So this seam here will be covered in grease. Stop all the water. Pinch bolt, top captive bolt as well. So she's all, that's how you tension it, squeeze it together. It's a nice little setup that. It should last the life of the boat. Yeah, it's cleaned up well. Steering column's in, and it's looking pretty racing, to be fair. Like, you could hurt yourself on it for sure. There she is. Got a set of BMX bars. I'm gonna cut them up. Come on! One of those, look. Right, I'm singing a grinder through this. Oh, we're live. BMX bars. Oh yeah. I'm thinking I want like a weird M shape. That's what we're going for. Come on. You see upon my day. Right. Let's vandalise some bloody parts. I'm in a bit of a mood today, so I'm probably going to destroy these bars. But we'll see. Let's have a go. I need to really aggressively bend these bars over here because I want them to come back on themselves. So, they're getting heated up and yanked on. I haven't got the appropriate bending gear for cylindrical tube. Yeah, if you don't have the right jig to hold the tube properly, you'll crease the tube. So it's probably what I'm going to do. Fucking here we go. Well, it's went alright, let's see what they line up like. Right, it still wasn't enough, so I've notched the fuck out of it. That should be a nice little kick, that. You gotta imagine yourself in the worst possible scenario, and I want to have a good perch, my wrist and forearm straight, so I can survive the waves. Fucking come on! So I've got them at this angle, so my wrists are straight, my arms are straight. I've got a real good perch. So if I get one out, I can hold on. Come on. Oh, you can't even see the old. Yeah, that's what we're going with. Looking Larry. This is what we're saying. Yam bam bam. So I'm gonna weld it all up now. Get it looking sweet as. Gonna be a death to me, this thing. Right, I've done the bars. I'm knackered. It's been a long shift. I've already got a functioning steering column. I'm thinking, if you're in a bad situation, it's going to be when you're cornering. So when I'm cornering, I've got a decent perch on the bloody thing. So you can fucking, come on, yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, she's going to be good. Beautiful. Oh, I've made good progress on the jet boat. Oh my gosh, it's looking pretty good, pretty fast. I'm making the wiring loom now, so we're hooking up the electronic box. It feeds all the engine bits in and then out. So I'll have my switch gear up top, got all my bars on and my yokel headset all plumbed in, and then I've got the start switch, bilge pump and ignition relay, along with the choke function for cold start, and then a kill switch back here. So I can plumb that into the original wiring loom. I just want to bench test it first, make sure the wiring loom's firing up all right. So we're doing that. Right now I'm just making a new earth cable for the battery, and we've got another support here just to supply a little bit better of an earth to the control box. So I'm going to solder all that up, get it plumbed together. We've also got the gear cable housing and bladder set in place, and I finished off some of the welding for the water intake. Oh, I've made a bench. There's my exhaust. Transom face is all done with the trim assembled, and then I've got a bench with some legs down that bolt up against the chassis gussets. So this is where the bench mounts to. I've got these cork mounts and then some decent backing to hold that transom face. Bench bolts to the transom face, and then the bench also, the legs bolt to the hole back here, so it's a nice rigid structure. Oh baby! Alright, gravy news. Bar my so I've just got it all plumbed in, and got my power circulating, lovely. Everything works. No surprises really, because I've not touched the loom yet. I'm yet to cut into the loom, so after I have cut into it, it's probably going to break. I'm kidding. I'm going to do justice by this old Yamaha, but my solenoid's gone. So that clicking, the solenoid's actually actuating, but the power's not jumping across to the other terminal, annoyingly. So a new solenoid, but we've got a spark. Come on. Right, now it's time to start figuring out how the routing's going to lie, so I can make cable tidies to keep the loom where I want it, and plumb in all of my new switches, starter function and safety precautions, so I can get rid of this bulkiness. It's a shame because these are really good switches, but I've not cheaped out on the waterproof stuff anyway. So part 2, wiring loom, let's go. Right, part 2 of the wiring loom. Just going to run you through a couple of things that I'm doing just to preserve the loom, make sure it's going to stay safe out on sea. So we're just routing the cabling forward to fire the engine up, as well as a function for the bilge pump and to isolate the electronics, so I can turn a switch off and the battery is completely disconnected from the entire circuit in case, you know, we flip it or something. So these are all the signal wires to turn the machine on and activate a few little bits and bobs. These are my trigger switches, so they light up when they turn on. Lovely jubbly. I've soldered these terminals on. Not amazing solder because I didn't want to overheat the terminals. I just wanted to adhere to the actual skin of the terminal, so they have the solders on. That's happy days. So now I'm going to fill the back of this up with epoxy resin, just to keep all these cables stiff and stop them from loosening off over time, as well as add another layer of water protection. I've stripped down this connector, pulled this rubber bladder off and filled it up with battery terminal spray. It's like a deoxidizer and stops any sort of corrosion taking place. Keeps all the water out, so they should be sound. Glue them up, finish off soldering those puppies. This is the solder station. We've got some all variety of crimping connectors, spades, bullets, ring terminals, oversized bits and bobs, some heavy gauge stuff for some big cables, the appropriate heat shrink to keep it all insulated, kill switch, starter switch. So we'll get all those hooked up. Oh, we've got a steering cable as well. This was 150 quid. Jesus Christ. It's stainless steel, it's 8mm thick, it's an absolute monster. So that's the next job after the wiring loom. Get the steering going. That's my gear bladder, so that'll sit like that. Oh baby, come on now. Oh, that's going to be waterproof. Happy days. And it just stiffens up all the connection as well, so we won't have any sort of deterioration of solder. Lovely, lovely. Sound. And some waterproof block connectors. They'll go in sweet as. Rubber seal, solid cap, rubber backing. Oh yeah. We're being sensible, people. Come on. Right, fabulous. The whole loom's alive. There's not a lot going on, but it's clean work. So ignition on. This is the main ignition switch. Activates the whole loom. So trigger this puppy. That also turns off the power supply to the bilge pump and the start circuit. So with the ignition off, you haven't got any function. Turn the ignition on, I can activate the bilge pump and start the machine. With the kill cord disabled, it also prevents the starter motor from turning, so stop it from flooding. So main ignition, see there, it kills that puppy. Bilge pump, start switch, switch off for the kill cord. All waterproof, all ready for some abuse. Yoo-hoo! Come on. Hey, that looks cool. Right, now it's time to insulate everything and find out how I'm going to tidy this loom up. I'm going to route it up and down here, but I need wiring tidies and stuff. So, happy days. People say I'm dodgy. Got a bilge pump. No? We've got all the additional precautions to make sure I don't sink. Oh, she's working. Lovely, I'm never going to get bored of that. Happy days. Oh, steering time, check this out. It's looking cool. Tap some rose joints on the end of each of the ends of the cable. And now, bada bing, bada boom. Come on now. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's going to be lovely. So I've got to make, I want all the steering mechanism out the way of my knees, so the cable's going to run down there, up here, and then along this side of the hull, and it's going to end about here. So I'm going to have an intermediate pivot point here, and then off this arm I'll have another rose joint at the top. So I'll have two arms that link together, one like that, one like this. Have this on a 90, so there'll be a whole 90 here. And we'll hook that puppy up here. That keeps everything out of the way. So time to make a collar, a sleeve, an arm, some linking joints, bunch of tapping, bunch of drilling, bunch of machining. Woohoo! Part a million. Let's have it. So we're getting there, making good progress. Hopefully have it taken over soon. Serious progress. Serious progress. Oh, the jet boat's looking fucking... He's looking dangerous.